Yo guys, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, and today you join me at TeamSport Edmonton in North London for the Elite Top Gun members event. This race was one of the hardest I've had to date. It was a 1 hour non-stop endurance race, so by the end everyone's physical state was absolutely drained. Top of this is my first time racing members here. I'd had one previous proper visit. But without further ado, let's get straight into the race because there was no practice, no quali, just straight into the race. And I started last because I had to swap karts. So I was starting last on an 18-man grid, by the way. 18 karts, that is madness. So yeah, let's get straight into this and let's see how it unfolds. Okay, here we go then guys, lining up at the back of the 18-man grid. They don't even have proper grid lights, so we just had to watch the flag lights. We go green. Good enough start to hold up for now, but let me run you through my thought process. I just kind of wanted to sit behind, see what the other guys would do, try and make as many of the other guys do the work for me, follow them through, make up some easy positions. But I just wanted to see how these guys drove, and obviously I haven't raced here before, so I wanted to see how the racing compared, where are the overtaking spots. So as you come around the top section, make my first move on this car who wasn't really looking for any opportunities on anyone. So we're already up to 17th. I mean, look at the swarm of karts, it's crazy. You don't see this in Leicester. By this point in the lap, we're already all single file because there's nowhere to go. As I go round the outside, 2 karts, managed to stick the move on one. We've got Mo Hassan in front. He's a Club 100 driver, and he also competed in the Buckmore 24 Hours in one of the pro teams. And we kind of said we'll work together and try and get through. But then you see here, guy in the green suit who I just took comes back up my inside as I struggle for grip a lot going round, probably due to the karts being cold, track being cold, and also I'm a lightweight, so just very slidey in this opening stage. So now I'm back down to 17th. As you see, red and green coming together. I try and take the line of the green and go round, but I'm unsuccessful for now, and then red actually gets stuck on the green, and I manage to nip up the inside. Nice and free for now. And as we come round to start a new lap, I go for the inside on green, slide all the way, and then he managed to get back up my inside.
Embarrassing!
So that was a bit of an embarrassing moment there. And then he shoots off into the distance. Look how much further he managed to go than I did. Just shooting off into the distance, and I really thought I could make that move stick, but I just came in with too much speed and then didn't get any grip in return. So I'm sitting in 16th position at the moment. Not too bad, and it's really fun to drive this track. I hope you can see from my footage as well, like it just looks really fun to drive. It's very fast, very technical in some places, and you actually get to see the capabilities of these TeamSport biz karts like properly. Because at Leicester you don't really get to see the capabilities of these biz karts all that much because straights aren't that long and there's just no real runoff areas, but you got a lot of space here. As you come around the top section, green goes for the inside on the white helmet, and that's actually my dad, so take my dad, 15th place. I don't think he fought it too much, and he didn't actually have a seat liner, so it was quite hard for him. He was sliding about a lot, and this track is very physical. I was actually very surprised to see the calibre of the field so high. Was impressed by the visit that the calibre of drivers was just really high, and it was really fun to drive against them. Very different experience, and definitely one that I want to surround myself in more. So green has now made a position up on this guy in the black and white suit, and I'll be looking to do the same this time around. But yeah, because it's an hour-long race, got all the time in the world to kind of learn the track, try different lines, so that's exactly what I did. But also I wanted to try and stay as consistent as I can. To go for the inside here on black and white, doesn't fight it too much. I guess if he's a regular here, he's used to being towards the back anyway, just had disadvantages. So I go through up to 14th now. Obviously it's nowhere near where I want to be. I wanted to be in the top half of the field by this point, but it's a learning experience, first visit here, and for me this was kind of just hot lapping, seeing how quick I can get, enjoy it. And it's only 6 minutes into the race, so a lot's happened already, and everyone is very spread out, so we just have to see how this keeps playing out. One thing that I found out very quickly was that this track is heavily dependent on you stringing the laps together and just being very consistent, carrying the momentum through. Because there is longer straights, you need that momentum to really cut down on those temps, and you just need to bring up the speed. As you see around this hairpin before the up ramp, you need to carry all of that speed up the ramp, which I actually do beautifully there. Yeah, you just need that, and you just need to string the laps together. By this point, the track wasn't too grippy, and this was where I was kind of used to it being from my visit earlier in the week. So it was working good with me at the moment, but obviously members nights get very grippy, and later in the video you see I just started getting very inconsistent. So I was kind of just chilling in no man's land at this point and didn't have anyone immediately in front or behind me. Trying to chase the guy ahead, but everyone was very equal on pace really. And I was a bit frustrated I couldn't get up through the pack earlier in the race, because I knew that's where I was going to make most of my overtakes anyway, because these guys are all regulars here. So I knew I needed to get up position wise at the start, and I didn't really do that. I didn't capitalise on it, but at the same time I definitely thought it was the right decision to stay behind and just see how it played out, because I didn't want to rush into it and then end up making a big mistake or causing some sort of incident. So I think it was good that I took the cautious approach and decided to sit behind and let it play out. But definitely when I go back next time, you'll see me fighting top 10, top 5 if I can. These big grids, it's good to see. It's good to see a full grid on a members event. Now as this kart ahead pulls away, I'm just seeing my inconsistency really showing through, and obviously that's due to me not having much experience of the track, but you also need to slow down sometimes to actually get quicker, find the right places. But I just decided, like, I'm just going to race all out. There's no reason why I shouldn't. It was a one-off appearance at the end of the day. I'm not going to be down here much, so there was no point in a members event, in an elite members event as well, to just be trying to slow down and try and learn it. I just figured I might as well just enjoy it. You know, position wise we weren't doing the best at the moment, but it was really fun, and I hope you guys are finding this entertaining as well, because this is a really good track, viewer and driver really. So I hope this is a nice change for you guys as well, from being at TeamSport Leicester, as we actually go to a red flag because one of the carts spilled oil all over the track, so the marshals had to clean it up.
So our car spilled some oil on the track, so be careful these first few laps because it's going to be slippery. But what oil does to the tyres breaks the first layer, so let's say the last half an hour of you lot's race, you're probably going to get the quickest time you've ever got.
Okay.
Yeah, because so the first half of when oil spills on the track, first half is shit, second half rips the track up. Ridiculous.
Alright.
Yeah, so again, first few laps be careful, after that put your foot down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So after about 5 minutes of waiting, then just getting ready, and then we go green. First little restart, and obviously I'm a lot closer to the back of 17 now, so I'm looking to attack or at least stay with. Instantly coming around the first corner, we can feel the slip, you can see the trail of oil on the ground too. Me being a lightweight, very slidey in the car as is, so I didn't need oil to make me slide around even more with my weight not really holding down the car enough. And instantly you see kart in the barrier. That was actually Kay, who is a regular at Edmonton. He was in the barrier. That's very dangerous, being green and just being popped on the track, so they definitely should have yellowed that at least, but luckily I managed to avoid that. And then yeah, you can see I'm just clotting all the barriers now, not what I want to do at all, because my lines were completely thrown. The little muscle memory that I had built up to this point was being completely thrown off because I wasn't used to racing on these lines, so it was a bit shambles for a minute. But yeah, my lines are being completely thrown, and this is where the inconsistency really starts showing us. I'm just clipping everything. It wasn't pretty, and it wasn't good for the momentum. As I said, momentum is key around here. If I don't have any momentum, then I'm not going to set good laps, am I? And you can see I've lost touch with the car in front. But you listened to what Kirk said, and he explains that after a while, the first layer of the tyres goes away, and then that's when it really starts getting grippy. And then because the track's sticky because of the oil, just tons of grip down. All the laps are like 2 seconds quicker. So we're all kind of just looking onto that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I found a fairly clean lap for you from the middle part of the race. So I'm going to be quiet, let this play out and enjoy this. 34 minutes into the race then, still sitting in 14th, but I'm on the back of some of the leaders now, so I think obviously I'm a lap behind, but nevertheless I could take some lines off of them. So we've got Kay in the red helmet, who's another junior, and I connected with him, reached out to him. He also has a YouTube channel, Go-Karting, so a little plug there, free of charge, mate. He kind of just showed me the ropes around here and pointed me in the right direction. Just juniors helping each other out, I guess. But I was just trying to stick on him for a few laps. You can see the other guy in the white helmet, he shot off, leaving left K. So I'm just trying to follow K, see if any of my lines are obviously wrong or clearly outlined as wrong. So my lines, they're quite inconsistent and quite different each lap, whether that's down to me just messing up or me actually trying new things. But yeah, sometimes when I was trying to keep up with him, it was only pushing me beyond my capabilities and forcing me into more mistakes, really. But I guess you have to find the balance, and the only way to find the balance is to go beyond the limits. So that's one thing. Yeah, 36 minutes into the race, it was starting to set in now. It was starting to kill, but the grip, oh my god, it was insane. Like, you look at our lines and how the cars just stick to the track now compared to the start of the race. I mean, you'll see a huge difference. This oil spill was mental. Quite fun to drive on an oiled up track. Yeah. On another few minutes then, the gap to K in front hadn't really changed, so I was very happy with my pace. I'm not sure if his kart was 100%, but I actually managed to get in the BIKC kart, which was part of the new fleet, and the rest of the new fleet is off to London Docklands. So I got to run in this car, very cool livery, and maybe that gave me a psychological advantage. But anyway, it was a very cool kart to run in, and it didn't have any major issues. As you see on this lap, I get caught behind two back markers, or one of them is a back marker with orange suit. This is for position. So coming around, orange suit goes for the inside on the back marker and just get forced to the outside. So I actually follow the back marker through and get a free position from that. So I'm up to 13th. Didn't expect it, but I mean, it just shows, even though I'm not regular here, I can still race. Took the right line, put my kart in the right place, and managed to get up to 13th. But now I've kind of lost connection with Kay a little bit, as I've been stuck behind the back markers, but I'm looking to get through here. As I switch to the inside, take the inside, not the cleanest, clip the inside barrier as well. But luckily, neither the red suit or orange suit kart 17 could get up, and now I'm to 13th, so that's really good. So as we enter the last 10 minutes of this race now, somewhere around 50 minutes in, don't have a timer because it wouldn't load the whole thing. But I have got the leaders very, very close behind me now, coming up to lap me, something that I'm not used to, but obviously I knew what to do. So as I swing out to the outside, to the entry of the hairpin, get one come through, two come through, and three come through. So I pin them close, but obviously I wasn't looking to fight. I knew what I was doing, and let them through. And now I've got the rest of the main bunch of the pack coming up behind me as well. Alright, so just before we get on to the next lap, I just want to bring your attention and give you a warning to very strange stuff happening on this next lap. So as I said, I've got the rest of the bunch coming up behind me. So just come around the first corner, swing out to hairpin 1, get passed by another kart on my inside. Don't fight it, because I know he's one of the leaders coming to lap. So he goes through, and I have another kart behind me at this point, but I was unaware because she was on my outside. So I come round here, swing in, and she tries to go for a gap. Didn't exist. Ended up hitting the inside barrier. Kart just completely stopped on impact, and she ended up getting launched out of her kart. It was honestly such a confusing moment, and I slowed down at first to look back, and because I thought they were going to yellow flag it as well, but they didn't end up yellow flagging it because they didn't see it. But she was on the racetrack out of her kart, and finally they red flag it 3/4 of a lap later. But she was on the racetrack on the floor. So, but luckily she managed to get up and get to the other side of the barrier. So I'm very sorry for what happened. It wasn't intentional. I didn't intentionally turn in on you. I was just taking the corner that I thought I was entitled to, and which I was entitled to. I was already turning in, and then she ended up trying to go for a gap that didn't exist. And the direction that her kart was going was not the direction that the corner was going. So I was a bit stumped why she tried to go for it, because it's not a proper overtaking spot at full speed. So I wasn't really quite sure why she went for the move. But either way it happened. I put a diagram up, as you can see. You know, I was going in the right direction and she was coming from a completely different way. But I am very sorry. I do apologise. It was not intentional. I thought I'd just clear that up. And let's get back to the racing. So as you head upstairs under yellows, go green, and I get a jump on all of these guys because I had the momentum. So I managed to overtake two of the leaders. Obviously it wasn't for position, but I had the right to go through, I guess, and took my opportunity. Wasn't going to sit behind, so just kind of in the middle of the lead pack, even though I'm not one of the leaders at the moment. But nice couple of overtakes nonetheless. And you can see my pace really isn't that different from these guys, but the main thing that troubled me was just consistency, because I don't have that same muscle memory that these guys do of this track. So that's the only thing that really troubled me this race, and meant that I wasn't fighting with these guys, because obviously my pace wasn't that far off these guys, and obviously they're regulars, so I was very happy with that I wasn't too far behind them and wasn't as far off as I thought I would be. So as you cross the start finish line for the final time now, I was unaware that it was the final time, but the guy in the white suit slings it up the inside of the guy in the black OMP suit to take that position. I'm guessing they're fighting for position, and the lights go yellow here, but I don't actually see, so I end up hitting this guy in the back a few times. Oops, sorry about that. Very sorry, very sorry. But the lights are yellow, and that's actually checkered flag. It was unofficial, and there was no one at the start finish line to tell us that. But yeah, that was checkered flag. So that's the end of the race. P13 finish. Very happy with it. So there you have it. That's the TeamSport Edmonton Top Gun members event wrapped up for now. I'll definitely be back at the track when I can, because it was great to drive, and I hope it was really good from a viewer's perspective. Upcoming videos, we've got the Daytona Milton Keynes team endurance race, which me and my dad competed in. So that'll be coming out a week or two after this. And then after that, we've got the BIKC local finals. So I'm really trying to streamline the banger videos for you guys. If you didn't catch at the start of the video as well, for all my videos after this, we'll be recording on the GoPro Hero 9. So 6 model upgrade. So I really hope you can see the difference in quality with that as well. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.